Pilot's perspective on all of this. So we're going to bring in our colleague Ryan McDonald, who is joining us here in studio. He's very familiar with Houston Executive Airport. So Ryan, I know you can't comment specifically on what the judge released about the plane not attaining altitude at the end of the runway, but give us a sense of what the procedures are right before a plane takes off there at Houston Executive Airport.
There's a number of things that can cause you to have to abort a takeoff. Again, we're learning about this situation as it unfolds, but this could have been anything from fuel contamination where the plane simply can't generate enough energy. It could have been a mechanical issue that kept flight surfaces from moving correctly. It could have been a loading problem where there was too much on the plane. There's a number of things that can cause you to need to abort a takeoff. And again, I want to stress that we don't exactly know what those causes were at this time yet. But the procedure it's well documented. The procedure saves lives. There's a point where you've gone far enough that you simply can't shut down anymore. There's a point where you've gone so far that you can't turn around anymore. In a situation like this where they were so close to the airport, their only option was to prepare for a landing. And like I mentioned earlier, they're fortunate they were in this area. There's lots and lots of flat farmland, and more importantly, there's lack of residences and businesses, things to hit that would cause loss of life. In this case, I think their best option, I don't know that they got terribly high up because they're so close to the runway, but it looks like they picked the flattest surface they could find. They more than likely on board told everybody to brace for an impact. There was a checklist, some procedures they needed to do to make sure the plane was ready to sustain an impact, and they did the best they could, and it looks like that training paid off. The plane could have come down very steep, a nose down attitude, and I don't think many people would have walked away from that. Based on what I'm seeing, it looks like the plane was controlled all the way down until the point where it contacted terrain, and that's what that training gets you ready to do. And like I say, it does save lives, and once again, unfortunately, everybody walked away from this.
Yeah, thank goodness. I know everything is speculative at this point, Ryan. They haven't even started the investigation. But at what point do you, as someone who flies, think that fire ignited? Do you think they had all deplaned before that started, or what are your thoughts?
We don't know exactly when it started. Aircraft like this have more than one, exit solution, fancy way of saying a door. So I hope, people were on the lookout for flame, smoke, heat, and they chose an exit that's proper for that aircraft. It is true the plane more than likely was carrying quite a bit of fuel. Unfortunately, they don't fly full. A plane will only carry as much fuel as it needs plus a reserve, so we don't really know that the plane was completely full, but obviously, it would definitely have had a significant amount of fuel on board. And honestly, it looks like the plane more than likely came down horizontal to the ground. So I don't think that the impact would have been the real threat here. Clearly, it was the fire. And you have a very limited amount of time to get away from the plane before that fire, will engulf the plane. So once again, I'm glad everybody got out.